Today I'll show you the perfect way to grill a chicken breast, and hint, it's not like this. So follow me and let's turn up the tasty. Today we're talking chicken breast, and specifically how to grill chicken breast. The tough part about grilling chicken is you have a piece of protein that is thick on one end and thin on the other and dries out extremely easily. So what typically happens is that this side turns out like chalk while you're waiting for this side to reach the completed internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. By the time this tail end reaches 180, it is no bueno. But today we're gonna put this to the test, and we are going to just see about the time differences in cooking chicken breast prepared two different ways. One, thrown on the grill, just like you see it right here, which, I mean, come on, guys, we've all grilled this. This is a pain to grill. It's a pain to cook on the stove, do in the oven, for the reason I just mentioned. And it makes no sense why you would do this, but I'm just gonna try to prove that today. So we're gonna cook them two different ways. One, we're gonna flatten. You can get saran wrap, you can get a freezer bag like I have here, a quart bag, depending on how big your chicken breast is, and you're just gonna get all the air out of it. Next, you need to smash it. And you can accomplish this a number of different ways. With your fist, with a rolling pin. I like a skillet. It's easy, it's flat, it's round. And what we wanna try to do is pound this. Pound your piece of meat, just beat your meat right there.
Oh my God, ew, David.
Come on, guys, I had to do it. I had to do it. I didn't want to do it. It needed to be done. But we are going to try to get this to an even thickness. If you live in an apartment complex, I wouldn't suggest doing this at night. You may wake up the neighbors.
This place is like a war zone, man. I just can't take it.
And I like a skillet because it has that nice flat circular surface, so we're evenly distributing it every time we hit. So I probably have 30 seconds in that process. As you can see, this has gotten a whole lot bigger. I probably could have given a couple more whacks, but I think that's fine. Look, compared to this, I don't know where my cameras are at, somewhere around here, take a look. Look at that versus look at that. So we have about 30 seconds extra added time into doing that part of the process. We're gonna get some olive oil on these two cuts of meat right here on both sides. Let's go ahead and kind of get that thoroughly coated all over. It's gonna be a little harder over here because of how it sits. Flip. Flip. Now, if you're already have the bag out, you can just apply the oil right in the bag. Actually, you could even do it before you pounded the meat thin. One nice thing about cooking chicken is it's a blank canvas. It's gonna take on a wide variety of flavors very easily because it's kind of bland. Today, I'm using Top Gun Rub. This is from my friends over at Code 3 Spices, not a paid post. I just like the product. It's really good on poultry, especially when we're roasting chickens. I use it quite often. It has herbs and just a really nice flavor that I think is perfect for poultry. Over here, we'll do the same thing. Now that they're seasoned, let's get them on the grill. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I wanna really time this. Outside of the evenness of cooking, I just wanna really demonstrate the difference in the cooking times between these two cuts. I've never done this before, so we're gonna be trying it for the first time together. Go ahead and hit start. We will go with our thick chicken breast right here. Now, I even think that's the hotter part of the grill, so I'll put that over the hotter part of the grill. Like anytime you're cooking a thicker cut of meat, just always remember you may need some form of both direct heat and indirect heat. I better drop this down before I get to talking. Let me get that down. Hold on. All right. But as I was saying, anytime you're cooking thicker meat, you're going to need both direct and indirect heat. And that's what we have set up here. That's the nice thing about this Primo Ceramic Grill. Its oval design allows for true two-zone cooking, and I want to thank my friends at Primo for sending this over. This is not a paid post. I just love using this grill. Back to the chicken. We have the thick piece on over here. We have the thinner piece on over here. This is even the hotter side of the fire, so that's probably going to get some color a little bit faster. But the other advantage, I mean, we'll find out about the time, and we already know it's gonna cook in a more uniform manner on this side, but the other advantage between the thinner piece and the thicker piece is we're gonna get more surface area for flavor, right? We're gonna be able to add more seasoning across more of the meat, and that's gonna result in a tastier bite, and that's what this channel is all about, turning up the tasty. And that's what we're doing here today. So, we're about a minute and a half in. The thick piece probably got about a 30-second head start before it, dropped on the thinner piece, and we're just gonna see how long this takes to cook to perfection.
You know, on second thought, gum would be perfection.
Okay, our chicken is ready for a flip, and what I'm going to do is to keep this even. There you go, you can see we got some nice color on that, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is why we're gonna need indirect heat. This is probably gonna burn before it cooks all the way through. It's only been on there, we're 2 minutes in, 2.5 minutes in to this cook, but here we go. I'll just drop it on this side. Let's take a peek on the thin cut right over here. Let's take a peek. Fire's not as hot, color's not as good, so we're just gonna leave that sit there for another couple more, about another minute. I'm even giving the thick chicken breast the advantage of cooking over the higher heat just to speed up the time. Look, anytime you're cooking on a grill of any kind, you're never gonna get perfectly even heat across the entire thing. It's more about knowing the nuances of cooking. It's about knowing thy grill. It is commandment number 1, right?
What? Oh, seriously?
I know, you guys, it's so lame, but that's what it says.
Not all grills are going to cook the same way. A Weber, and I love a Weber, is just not gonna cook the same way as a Primo. Is not gonna cook the same way as a gas grill or other ones will. So know your grill. All right, hotter part of the grill, we got some color there. What I'm gonna do is to try to balance this out a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and move these, right? So there, this one hasn't even been flipped yet. Let's go ahead and give it a flip, right there. Move this one back over. Nice color look. I mean, anytime you're using a pre-made seasoning, there's usually going to be a little bit of sugar because that promotes caramelization, especially when you're smoking meats. Now, that's sort of a double-edged sword because what happens when sugar gets too hot? It burns. So you really need to be careful. Anytime you're using a store-bought seasoning, I love this Top Gun rub, not over there, it's in there, but like the vast majority, there's going to be some level of sugar in there. So just a quick tip and trick as you're grilling at home. Right now, we are about 5 minutes into this cook. I mean, I can still see the raw parts over here of this piece of chicken. I am getting concerned about, maybe getting too much color, but it still looks good. Little cheat. Look, we're not burning yet. Okay. On this side over here still has room for some more color as well. See if this guy's ready for a flip. Yeah, look, we're getting some nice color. That beautiful. Come on, guys. Why would you ever cook a chicken breast like this again? Why? And just to remind everyone at home, we want to pull chicken at an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. That makes sure it is safe to eat. 165 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, guys, I just woke up from a 3-hour nap. Let's see how this thing's going. We have an internal temperature of 128 degrees. That means we are 40 degrees away, 40 degrees Fahrenheit away from having this thing done, and we are now, The other piece of chicken's been done. It's been done for 5 minutes. We are now at the 16-minute mark. Sheesh.
20 minutes later.
All right, guys, that was an absolute disaster of a cook, and I think just proved the point perfectly. We're now 36 minutes in. Maybe I pulled this off and walked in about 1 minute ago.
What the hell's going on here?
36 minutes over here, 11 minutes for this. Part of the reason this took 36 minutes is because that fire actually decreased. The heat decreased as it went on. The coals started to burn out. I actually had to throw this over direct heat again to get it, moving a little bit more quickly. But I mean, I think the point is made. Let's look at the color differences. This looks great. Looks great. I love the color on that piece of chicken. This thing right here, I mean, let's look at both sides. We have this side. Look, we have some burnt pieces here, right? Right over there. I mean, I think that there is going to be some bitterness to some of those bites. How could there not be? Also, we just assumed you guys didn't want to see all 36 minutes of watching this cook, but down here we have a temperature of closer to 180 degrees, while I was still waiting for this, the thickest part of the chicken, to reach 165 degrees. I can't think of any advantages to cooking a chicken breast like this versus this. Now, this one's faster. It gives you more surface area for the tasty. I mean, it's cold now. I'm gonna eat a cold piece of chicken. Thanks a lot. What? Why? Never, never again. If you're doing it like this, or you see someone doing it like this, tell them to knock it off. That's bad behavior.
We don't want guys like you in this town.
Now you might say, well, Joey, look, that takes up more room. Look, I didn't even, that's not even even. I could have done a way better job of getting that even. It's not even. You might say, well, I can get more of these on a grill than I can of this, and that's gonna be true because these are smaller, but they're gonna take 3 times as long. This took 30 seconds to pound out, so maybe I'm 12 minutes end to end on the cook. This, I'm north of 30. And, it's gonna be hard for me to even do an accurate test because this one's warm, this is gonna be cold. I do like a little bit of citrus with my chicken. Man, that's brutal. This right here is how you grill a perfect chicken breast. The only downside, the only potential downside to cooking it like this is you're going to have a higher risk of overcooking it because it's thinner, so you're gonna have to monitor that a little bit closer. This, look, the exterior of this is gonna be overcooked anyway. It is, it's hard to even look at it, because again, this is cold. This was done 20 minutes ago, guys. Knock it off. There's no reason to cook chicken like that. If you're doing it at home, whether it's in the oven, on the stovetop, or on the grill, just stop. Stop it right now. Right here, here's my cold piece of chicken. Flavor-wise, that's better. You do get some burnt pieces. Part of me wants to say, yeah, this one tastes a little bit, but it's hot. That's the only thing I'm picking up on. Is, when was the last time you went to a restaurant and said, yeah, I'd love a cold chicken breast on my plate? That's exactly what everyone wants, a cold piece of chicken served up on their plate. So, anyway, I've said enough. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Right now, there's an chicken who needs you. Your call says, I'm here to help.